Oh, good morning. I'm sorry it's so cold down here, Jeanette. It's our house is feeling drafty today. I wonder why. And I was thinking the last couple days about, how I was trying to get my motorcycle license. And Mike, of course, he's driven motorcycles his whole life, but I hadn't done that before. And so it was a challenge for me. And actually it was a challenge for him too, because it's not an easy thing. You have to go around cones and you have to make a steep turn and then come back and stop on a dime. And, so it's not easy. But what Mike told me when I was, because he got his first, and then he told me, he goes, you have to look where you're going instead of looking at the obstacles in your way. And so when I would do that, when I would make a U-turn, made all the difference. It's like, oh, I just go where I look. And I think that's a good metaphor for life, really. You have to look where you're going instead of noticing the obstacles that are in your way. Kind of cool, huh? Yeah. Yeah, so please close your eyes this morning and just instead of looking where you're going, just follow your breath. It'll take you someplace better, more relaxed. Please bring hands to heart center. May we all remember to look at where we want to go instead of getting stuck in the obstacles. I believe that'll help us notice that there is beauty and grace all around us and within us. And please lower your hand, open your eyes. And I promise we're going to get moving, but I want you to start on your backs because I know you're a little cold this morning. And just bring your arms up over your head, maybe cross your wrists, and then bring your feet nice and wide on the mat and let your knees fall together. Just kind of feel that in your hips and your back, your shoulders. And then just lift your right knee up and let your left knee come down towards your right ankle. So just a variation of windshield wipers, just kind of opening the outer hip. And then switch. The left knee's up, the right knee's down. If it doesn't feel good on your shoulders, you can bring your arms to T. Let's go one more time each side. So right knee up, left knee down. And left knee up, right knee down. And then bringing the right knee up, hug it in towards your chest. And then extend your left leg and just let it hover in the air there and just point and flex the left foot a few times. Warm it up and maybe move the right knee to the right a little bit. Next crawling. And then switch. Flex and point. Kind of move the left knee to the left armpit. Good. And then switch again. And this time, see if you can bring the left leg all the way to the mat. Maybe you'll have to let your knee come away from you a little bit. And then just bring your right arm to cactus or T. And then hold on to the right knee with your left hand. Bring the right foot on top of the left and then just go into a little twist. So just lift your right hip up, roll to your left hip, just keeping the right shoulder down if you can. Just a little twist here. Feel it again in that hip, right hip. And rolling back to center, switch again. Right leg extends long down to the floor. Left arm to cactus. Left foot to the right thigh. And engage that little twist. I like to bring my hand on the outer knee just to kind of press down. It feels a little bit more intense, but it feels good. And then come on up. Hug both knees into your chest. Roll into a little ball. And then you can either roll to the side or roll up to seated. Good. Hands behind your knees. Nice long spine. Lean back. Lift your legs. Let go if you want. And just kind of move one leg up and down a few times. Keep lifting long through the top of your head. Ooh, good job. And come on down and come to all fours, please. And just move through some cow and cat. We have to work diligently today since it's so cold to get everything loosened up a little bit. And just to loosen up the wrists a little bit more, just kind of move in a circle. And switch directions, just kind of warming up the wrists and the knees. Good. And then pause, just extend your right leg, stretch through the calf. So the ball of my foot's down. And just kind of stretch the toes, the calf. Good. And then lift that leg up, engage your core, and add the left arm. Keep the hips square to the floor, the shoulders square to the floor. Feel like you have a really good handle on the limbs. They're drawing in to your pelvis, to your shoulder girdle. Good. And then you're just gonna 3 times just bend the knee and the elbow, bring knee to elbow as you round to cat and extend back out. And do that 2 more times. Just being really mindful of your core. And release. Good. Stretch through your left, the left ball of your foot. Start to me. And then lift the leg up. Re-engage the core. Rib cage stays back. Add the right arm. And then 3 times round, elbow to knee, and extend back out. If that doesn't work for you, just do what you can. Just thinking really strong core. Rounding to cat as you do. One more time. Extend it out. And then come down to all fours. Bring your elbows down right where your hands were. Interlace your hands. Press the forearms and the hands down. Broaden your clavicles. Curl the toes under. Lift your knees to dolphin pose. And if you can't straighten your legs all the way, it's okay. Just make sure your feet are hip distance. Feel like you're really strong. Your shoulders. You can walk it out if you'd like. You can walk your feet closer. You want more stretch on the back of your legs, on your shoulders. And then come on down to all fours again. Stretch your feet long and sit back to a child's pose. And then please come on back up and adjust your hands and your feet for your first downward dog. Remembering how your shoulders felt in that dolphin pose. They really connected. And then come forward to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward dog. One more time, plank. And this time lower. And stretch your arms out long in front of you, your feet long. Forehead down. Just lift your right leg. And then lift your head and shoulders a little bit and lift your left arm. So opposite leg and arm. See if you can feel the rib cage back. Good. Lower those two. And switch left leg, right arm. I'm pressing my right foot, my left hand down. And come on back down. Slide your hands by your hips now. Long side body, head of the arm bones back. Lift the head, the shoulders, maybe both feet. Full locust pose, think rib cage back. Try to get 2 more breaths in. If it's too much, okay. If you want to, you can interlace your hands. 1 more breath. And release down. Good. Hands by your chest. Curl your toes, push up and back. Downward doggy. And then lower to your knees. Grab your blocks. If you're using blocks, you don't have to. And come on back up. Downward facing dog. And step your feet to your hands right between the blocks. And take a moment in forward fold. You can walk your forward fold out too by just bending one knee and the other a little bit, just kind of feeling how everything is working today. And then slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time, all the way to standing. Good. And then stretch your arms up, interlace your hands, and just cup the back of your head and press your head into your hands so you feel your core engage, and then arc to your right. Keep pressing and then come on up and arc to your left. And keep going back to the right. Keep that engagement. Keep the head pressing. 1 more time. Each side. Good. And come on back to center. Stretch your arms up and bring them down by your side. And then just kind of swing the arms side to side. Warm up your core. You can keep your gaze straight ahead, or you can turn it if it doesn't make you dizzy. But it feels kind of good, right? Good. And then come back to center. Step between your blocks if you step back. And inhale, stretch it up. And this time, bring your arms to T and with palms facing down. So you have keep that length, keep the rib cage back as you reach back behind you, and maybe interlace your hands or just press. If you do get the hand, broaden the clavicles, try and pull the hands apart. It feels kind of nice. And fold forward. If your shoulders are really tight, you can use a belt here to hold on to, or you can just keep pressing the hands towards each other. And just twist a little bit to your right, and then a little bit to your left. You'll feel the stretch. Good. And then release your hands to the blocks and step your right foot back to a deep lunge. And just kind of notice that stretch. Keeping your right hand on the block. Stretch the left hand forward. Open up to a deep lunge twist. And reach forward, touch down. Step back, downward dog. Then the right leg. Just feel that stretch. And then step it forward to inside of your right block. Deep lunge on the other side. Sweep the right arm up, open up, deep lunge twist. I like to bend my clavicles even here. Good, reach down, touch the block. Step back, downward facing dog. Extend your left leg. Step it through, deep lunge. Make sure you have plenty of width between your legs. Bring your hands to your front knee to come up. You can keep the back knee bent a little bit if that feels safer for you. Stretch up, crescent warrior. Just follow your breath in and out. I always think muscle energy on the inhale. Extend out on the exhale. Two more breaths. Following the breath on the exhale, touch down. Step back, downward facing dog. Then the right leg. Step it through, deep lunge. Find your solid base. Your right hip crease stays back. You're probably going to stay stable. Come upright when you're ready. Stretch up to crescent warrior when you're ready. Following your breath. Two more breaths. Good. Touch down. Step forward, forward fold. Next inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Step back away from your blocks a little bit so that if you have to, you aren't going to fall over them. So we're going to do a little bit of a balance pose. So inhale, stretch your arms up to get the length, and then bring hands to heart center as you sit back to a chair pose. Now, you can keep your hands here. You want to keep the low belly drawing up. Keep your spine nice and long because I'm going to have you shift your weight to your right foot, lift your left heel, and in that chair pose, see, maybe you can lift the foot up a little bit, your left foot. Good, bring the foot down, shift the weight, lift the heel first, maybe the toes stay down, think of your core, maybe lift the foot. One-legged chair pose. Good, come on back down. Press into your feet and come on up, stretch your arms up. I wanted to do that one more time because as we get older, we have to be able to Strengthen those quads again. Bend into chair pose again. Shift the weight to the right foot. Lift the left heel. Maybe lift the left foot straight up. If you can sit a little deeper, keep your core engaged. Bring the foot down. Shift the weight. Lift the heel. Think really strong core. Maybe lift the foot. Good. Bring the foot down. Stand up. Stretch the arms up. And bring the hands, palms down, wide. And stretch them behind you again. Step back up between your blocks. And fold forward. Couple breaths. Release the hands to the block. Step the right foot back. Deep lunge. Back up, crescent warrior. And touch down. Step back, downward facing dog. You can move the blocks if you like. Next inhale. Come forward to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, stretch the toes long, come up to cobra. Stay for another breath. Lower back down. Downward facing dog. If you want the blocks, grab them under your hands again. Not extend the right leg. Bend the knee. Open up to wild dog, keeping your shoulders square. Your hips turn to the right. Good. Square up the hips. Step your foot through, deep lunge. Crescent warrior. Good. Touch down. Please step forward, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keep going. Let's do another sun salute. Stretch up. Fold. Pranam. And fold. Step the left foot back first this time. Ground the back foot down. Make your way up, warrior two. Tracking the knee straight. If you can still see your big toe, you're probably good. Beautiful, Jeanette. A little bit of a reverse on the next inhale. Stay for another breath. Left hand down, right arm up. Come back to warrior two. And on your next exhale, down, turn the back heel up and step back, downward facing dog. One more breath. And then on your next inhale, plank, lower to the mat. cobra, and lower. Downward facing dog. Extend the left leg, spread the weight on your hands, bend the knee. Upper body stays the same. You're just kind of opening up the lower body. Wild dog. Good. Square up hips. Step it through, deep lunge. Round the back foot down. Warrior two. Next, inhale, reverse it. Right arm down, left arm up. Inhale back to warrior two. And windmill down, deep lunge. Step forward, please. Forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Want to do one more sun salute. So inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Now I moved my blocks forward of my feet 12 inches or so, and kind of a little wider than the feet. And then step your right foot back to a deep lunge. Come up, crescent warrior. Hands to heart center. Lean forward. Think core as you step that right foot up a little bit, so the weight's in your left foot. Come to warrior three. You can extend the arms if you're feeling strong. Good. Hands to heart center. Touch that foot back down. Come to deep lunge. Good job. Step back. Downward facing dog. And take a child's pose. Think about that whole position. Think about where we're going. Look forward. And come on up, downward facing dog. Extend the right leg, step it through, deep lunge. Come up, crescent warrior. Hands to heart center. Think, lean forward, stay really engaged in the core. Step that left foot forward so you can shift all the weight to the right foot, and then maybe lift the back leg, warrior three. Extend the arms if you're feeling it. Your blocks are there if you fall out. Hands to heart center, touch it down. Deep lunge. You might have to step that foot back a little bit. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. You might have to widen the feet. I'm going to have you come to a deep squat. Stretch your glutes back out. You can hug your forearms with your forearms with your knees if that feels okay to you. Some of you, I know that does. And make your way back to a forward fold and roll up to standing. I'm going to have you take a wide stance. So turn sideways on your mat, take a wide stance. And just like we did in Tadasana, I'm just going to have you swing your arms side to side. Feels different in this position. It's really good on my low back though. And then pause and fold forward, prasarita. Come on up, roll up to standing. Stretch your arms up. Bring your arms to a T, palm down. Bring them behind you. Broaden your clavicles. Stay grounded. Your rib cage, so rib cage back, and fold forward again. Good. Release your hands. Come up like a pranam. I'm going to have you just swivel your heels in, maybe your feet in just a little bit more, and come up like a sumo wrestler style, hands to heart center, or you can keep hands on the knees, whichever feels better for you today. And then you're just going to bend into your right knee, straighten the left leg, and then switch. Make sure the kneecap and toes point the same direction as you go to the other side. And just switch again. Try not to let the knee get too far in front of the ankle. One more time each side. And pause in the middle with both knees bent. Sit a little deeper if you can. And come on up to standing. Ooh. Heel toe, bring your feet together. And come back up to the front of your mat. Sorry. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Pranam. And fold. Step back, downward facing doggy. Inhale, come to plank. And exhale, lower to the mat. Bend your knees. And we're going to do dhanurasana. So if it's better for you to keep your hands on the floor, you can. Or you can grab the feet. Try not to scoop the tailbones. Just blossom the booty. And then lengthen through your spine. Lift your head and shoulders. Kick back. Maybe lift the knees. Dhanurasana. If you feel pinchy in your back at all, go back down. Breathe. One more breath. And release down. Bring the hands into your forehead. Push all the way back to all fours. And then I realized we didn't stretch our quads quite enough because I could feel it in my own body. So sit back on your heels. Press the toes down. Maybe lean back. Stretch the quads if you want. Virasana, you can do that too. So you'd sit between the heels. My knee's not doing that these days, so yeah, feels pretty good today. Try it. You have to honor where you're at today. Good, come on forward and make your way back to your belly. We're going to do dhanurasana one more time. Forehead down, bend the knees, and either stay on your hands, you can do it on your hands if that's better for you, or find the feet or ankles. Try not to compress the low back. Kick back, lift the head, the shoulders, maybe the knees. Just play with it a little bit. And release. Push back to a child's pose. Oh. And then make your way up to transition to your backs. Turn these lights off. And just like we started, I want you to take a wide stance with your feet and your knees bent, and let your knees just fall together. Maybe bring your arms up over your head. And then lifting the right knee, let the left knee come down towards the floor. It won't go all the way. It's just an attempt. Feel that stretch. And then switch. Left knee pointing up, right knee comes down. Notice if there's a difference from the beginning of class till the end. One more time, each side. Right knee down. Good. And bringing the right knee up, wiggle the feet hip distance apart, feet right under knees, hands by your hips, and lift to Satubandha. See how it feels. Maybe interlace the hands underneath you. You can keep your arms straight and clasp the hands. It feels really like a good stretch. Like you can lift your heart a little higher. And then release your hands, bring your hips down, hug your knees into your chest. And just kind of roll side to side. And bringing the feet back down, I'm going to give you an option to go to urdhva dhanurasana if that's in your wheelhouse, or you can do Satubandha again. So whichever one you're thinking you want to do today, go ahead and just play a little. And come on down. Hug your right knee in. Extend your left leg. Just point and flex, just hovering the left leg. And then switch, extend the right leg. Hug the left knee, point and flex. Hug both knees. Roll up into a little ball, just pressing the low back down, drawing belly button towards spine. Maybe your tail lifts. And then bring the feet down close together. Let the knees open wide. Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. Just bring your hands on your belly. Feeling the breath move in and out. And closing the knees. Go ahead and stretch out for Shavasana. Just settle in. Because it's so cold today. I feel a little sunshine. Feel the sun. Imagine the sun shining on your face, the whole front of your body. Maybe And feel the warmth of the earth underneath you, supporting you. You can just relax completely. Allow your tongue to relax. Allow your low back to relax. Allow the arches of your feet to relax. As you continue to just relax in Shavasana, I wanted to share some words from Marianne Williamson. Something is always happening under the surface of things. Pieces rearrange themselves. Love reveals itself. Life reasserts itself. I am part of the universe. I am woven into the fabric of divine existence. There is a natural pull toward ever increasing good that is built into my soul. I'm never forgotten by God. Start to deepen your breath. Maybe feel the space around you again. Move your head side to side. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Flex your feet. Flex your wrists. When you're ready, hug the knees in. Roll to your side. Just keeping everything heavy. Use your arms to push up to seated when you're ready. Just take your time. And the heart center. Thank you for shining your beautiful soul light on me today. I bow to that warm light. Namaste. Thanks, guys. I think I